guys, welcome back to Settle in Spain. I'm Amanda and that's Dave, he's back.
And just about to go away again as well.
Yes, he is. I can't believe we're already on week 7. 7 weeks of videos showing what we're doing in this house. This week's video is slightly different because it's the week when I pick up Dave from the airport. You got to know. You've got me picking up Dave from the airport. There is a sheep and a shepherd. Yep. And a little bit about the ethos of us being here, what we're trying to do. Also looking at the damage done by the sand, and you can see what's happened to this house on the outside a little bit too, and the last pieces of furniture get taken apart.
Well, I'd like to introduce my stepladder.
You can do that.
So this is my stepladder. My real ladder left home when I was only 7. That's a little joke for you. Anyway, moving swiftly on. There we go. There's a can of beer we just found in the fridge. And I'm going to look at that, and that went out of date in July 2019. Now, at some point in the future, I'm going to be opening that and drinking it, but not today.
Does it need to be cold first?
Ah, it probably needs to be cold.
Okay, so we'll put it in a fridge that works for a little while first, and then you can try it.
Yeah.
Cool. Might give you a point.
Good worrying.
To our subscribers, thank you. We really appreciate you. We couldn't do all of this without a bit of help from people actually watching, otherwise it would feel very strange to make these.
Yep.
It would indeed. For those who haven't subscribed, please do so. Click on the thumbs up, give us those likes, give us the comments, and don't forget, if you click on the bell, you'll be notified of our next few videos.
Yeah, I think you better explain about the black eye for sure.
You might have noticed, those that are looking at this on the proper screen, that I've got a couple of bruises, and one of them's here.
It's because she doesn't do as she's told.
Where's the machine? I had a machine in my hands and was pulling down things above me, and I didn't get out of the way quick enough.
Yeah, so guarantee defeated her.
It did.
Yet again.
And I'm known to do things like that. Oh, the weather.
The weather.
The weather.
Oh yeah, the weather. Yes, the weather.
Crazy week. So on Monday it was raining, Tuesday it snowed.
Yeah.
Wednesday I nearly broke the car driving in the snow.
Yeah.
Thursday I picked you up from the airport and it was 20 degrees.
Yeah.
But there was still snow on the mountains around here. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And now, as you can see, we're in t-shirts again. Hopefully that's winter over now.
Yeah.
We're hoping. We've got more rain coming later this week, I believe. But yeah, weather. Weather's important now in our farm. And there is actually another side to the weather. All of that rain has caused some serious damage to the almond trees and the almond crop for this year. I'll try and video that, but I need to find out more about the names of things and what it's actually done, so you might get that next week instead. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right, that's it guys, enjoy this week's video. And we'll see you next time.
See you.
So on Monday of this week, that was the 4th of April, I headed back to the rental place, and as you can see it was starting to sleet slightly and it was definitely raining quite heavily. I had a load of kindling in the car as the weather was predicted to be bad for the next 24 to 48 hours. Then on Tuesday I woke to this snow. It was starting to settle. There was a complete whiteout. I couldn't see the mountains. As you can see there's quite a decent amount already starting to collect on the dog bowl and on the bin. I spent most of the day bringing wood in from the yard to keep us warm in the house. Otis was not bothered by the snow at all. In fact, he seemed to be more curious about it and was trying to eat it at times. I did do a short video of our morning walk around the village as the snow was starting to settle, and I'll link to that here. Somebody did ask in the comments on the video with the snow whether this was the only form of heating we have in the rental house, and yes it is. We just have one big open fireplace, which as you can see Impy really enjoys. He's now 12 years old and spent all day by that fire. The rental place is relatively small, but more importantly it has extremely thick walls, almost a metre thick. So once you get it warm with that fire, it stays warm. Next morning the skies had cleared, the snow had stopped, but it was white everywhere. Called extreme de-icing. The roads had already cleared, so I scraped off that windscreen and headed to Oria, where I was meeting somebody to buy some pottery. I decided to take the shorter, more direct route to Oria, and the roads were clear, but as I progressed, the snow got deeper. Luckily I met a snowplow and made it through to Oria without any incident. With some beautiful stoneware pottery safely deposited in the boot of the car, I took the more main route back. The mountains looked stunning with the snow on them, and I don't know how long it'll be before we see snow on this route from Shuravel across to Oria again, probably another year. Normally these snows come in February, so to have this in April was really unexpected. But boy, was it worth going out that day for a drive. I would never have seen any of this if I hadn't. Here you can see across to the Sierra Maria Los Velez mountain range. The closer I got to Oria, the less snow was at the side of the roads, and once I got down to the village itself, there was no snow at all. If you can hear some noise in the background on this video, it's because I'm actually recording this in a local cafe while the car is being fixed. I went down to the house to check, but no snow at all had landed down there. You can just see a little bit on the mountains in the background. One thing that was more noticeable now was just how much that kalima or sandstorm had really changed the colour of the paint of our house. This then, you can see, is what it looked like just 7 weeks ago when we first purchased the property. I know from having spoken to one of the neighbours that the property was repainted about 5 years ago. And you can see here it's still very bright white. The only places where it isn't is where the render has actually come off, and there is a damp problem along that wall, which we are going to be looking into sorting out very, very soon. But even that is a grey colour. This then was the initial shock at the dark orange colour it changed to. Lots of rain since has muted that a little, but there's going to be quite a bit of work to do for us to clean that off before it can be either replastered or painted. The Kalima sands will stop any other product from adhering properly to the walls. One positive side to the Kalima is the fact that it's actually really good for all of the plants in the garden. It acts like a form of fertilizer, and as you can see, this fig tree that needs some serious cutting back has figs growing on it already. Great news. On Thursday I headed to the airport to collect Dave, and as you can see, despite the fact that the temperatures on this day had risen to 19 degrees, there was still a little bit of snow on the mountains that morning. Just coming into land behind me in Alicante. I'm just waiting for Dave to come back. I can't believe how warm it is today. It was 19 degrees up at our place. Down here in Alicante, it's even warmer. Summer feels like it's here. So guys, I don't know if this is going to work, but hopefully you're going to see how Otis reacts when I pick Dave up from the airport. Don't worry, he is tied in. He's got his harness on and he's attached to a special seatbelt for dogs. It's clipped into the seatbelt thing and then into his neck, as well as arrivals. I always think I'm going the wrong way when I come into this airport. Oh my god, it's busy. I've never seen it this busy. Ooh, because we've only been here with like real strict COVID. It's coming up for Spanish Easter and Easter holidays elsewhere in the world, and I guess it's going to get busy. He's already messaged me while I was waiting at the services just 5 minutes away. And he's waiting around this corner. Who are we coming to get, Otis? Oh, you seem to have seen the pigeons. I'm more interested in the pigeons, are you? There he is.
Is he excited?
He's very excited.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Milty.
Good boy.
Mr. Buster.
Yes, your dad.
You're a big girly boy. You okay? You okay? Good boy.
Here's that bloke. And I think I just managed to catch that on video too.
Sorry?
I think I just managed to catch his reaction on video then.
Hello. Oh.
Despite all that driving the next day, we headed out in the car yet again, this time towards Cave House country in Galera to pick up some things we were buying second-hand from social media. So this little bit of video is a bit of an explanation about the ethos behind what we're doing here, just to show you what's going on and how we're thinking. This week, with the weather, with the way things were happening, picking Dave up from the airport, I was also out in the car a lot to get some other things, because part of us being here is about being financially able to live the life we want. We know how expensive the world is getting. We don't have a lot. We spent what small amount of savings we had on buying the house, but we've managed to get the house, 2 vehicles now, and this trailer, which we picked up this week, and all of it for less than £70,000. That to us is priceless. It means we can live the life that we want out here. As you know, we're both working as well, and that's how we're paying for this. We want to be as eco-friendly as we can here. And a lot of that also comes down to finances. Wanting to turn this place completely off-grid with solar is going to be so cost prohibitive for us right now. Eventually we will be able to do that, but it's going to take us time to earn the money to save up. And in the meantime, we're doing what we can. So we like to buy second-hand as much as possible. If something's already been made, the world's resources have already been used to make that object, why buy a new one and use those resources again if we don't have to? With that in mind, we found it really great here that one of the things you can do is pick up stuff second-hand on social media at a good price and good quality as well. We've been really impressed with the things we found and the stuff that's available. There's so much, we can't even buy it all at the moment, and we probably never will. We've got too much stuff. When we were leaving Greece, it was right early in that pandemic. It was in August of 2020. We couldn't sell things online. We couldn't have people coming around the house constantly. There were too many rules in place with COVID, so what we did was we put everything outside, and we said to people, right, we're giving it away. There's a pot there, you can put some money in to help towards our journey, but we gave everything away that we couldn't fit in the 2 journeys we did with the van across here. So, we're still having to buy stuff, some of the basics. For the last nearly 2 years, we've had 2 metal camping plates, 2 knives, 2 forks, 2 spoons and 2 teaspoons, and that was it. That was our eating equipment in the kitchen. This week I picked up, driving in the snow, a beautiful set of pottery that was actually made in Devon, where I have family. That's part of the world where I come from, is Devon and Cornwall, and it's really nice stoneware pottery. I'll put a picture of that in here somewhere and add it to the video. Met some lovely people, and apparently the potter now lives near Seville, or is it Cordoba? I can't remember, but I'll put that below. The potter now lives here in Spain and sells her pottery in Spain. So I will put a link down below to her website and you can see the stuff that she's making here in Spain. The trailer we got, the pottery I picked up. We also got this wonderful set of doors. In fact, there's 3 sets of doors. With, as you can see, the most amazing shutters. These are old. They're the same style as the 2 windows we've got in the front of the house, again with the integral shutters. That's how they make them here in Spain traditionally. We do want to have wooden windows, we think, in the property. We're looking into different options, different costs, but these second-hand are fantastic. They're going to be done up. They're probably going to be used inside the property because they are old wood and they won't last as long outside, but we'll see. We'll see how we end up using them, but they are definitely going to be used within the property itself. Something else we have here then are the seats out of our van. They were not attached when we bought the van. They probably never will be, but they're going to be great for David to sit and have a beer in his warehouse. One other thing that we've got as you can see here. A winch, not a wench, a winch. I'm the wench, that's the winch. And that was already in here when we arrived. We can't even lift this. This thing is very heavy. Maybe it will have a use, who knows? Maybe there's somebody out there who needs a winch and wants to offer some money to buy that, and they can help towards our restoration. Let's see. The other thing we've got here is something we were given. We were given this. Insulation boards, made of polystyrene. And it was really, really thoughtful of Josie and her husband to give these to us. I believe they were given them originally as well by somebody else. And it's lovely that everyone is helping each other in this area. We've obviously, I think, been very lucky and come across a great community here. These are going to go in the office in this building. At the moment it's clad in wood, and this is going to get very hot in summer and very cold in winter. I've got to have an office for working to earn the money to go towards helping do this, and we're going to need that space. So this is going to go up in that office, probably sooner rather than later. Did I forget anything? Okay. Right, so I think that's it for this little section. If there's anything you'd like to know, if you've got any questions, please do comment down below. Thank you. Then, with an extra pair of hands, it was finally time to take apart those last pieces of furniture that had been in the front two rooms of the house. This was a wardrobe. Actually, it turned out to be very well made and very well put together, and that is going to Pedro. And then there was the big unit in the front room as well, which has gone to some friends. One thing you can't see on this video is just how many cobwebs were behind that wardrobe. And it was the same with the other unit as well. It's astounding how many we found. And it was great to finally get these two rooms emptied and ready for demolition next.
So, I've got how to get this thing into bits. There's oh, hang on.
What you got?
One biscuit tin.
One biscuit tin. An empty biscuit tin.
Oh.
Sewing stuff?
Sewing stuff.
Sewing stuff. Cool.
Ooh, and all sorts of other bits and pieces.
Ooh.
Mainly buttons and bits and pieces. You can have a look through that.
Buttons are always handy.
Yeah.
I like buttons.
Cool.
Well done. Lastly, this week we also met the local shepherd who brings his sheep across onto the land, and at the moment is doing us a huge favour at keeping that grass cut down. And then I think the conversation I had with him was where he was explaining to me just how good the olives are that we've got on our trees.
Está brillante. Eso es aceite. Mira, mira.
Sí.
Pero necesita que, si has visto las almazaras, lo van lavando. Y entonces pues ya sale limpio, ya de color así, y está bueno. La ensalada, todo eso. And that's it for this week. Next week, you're going to see us pulling down ceilings and walls and starting to open up that front area of the house. You can see here, this is a more recent drive around to the house. The blossom has finished on the almond trees, and you can see now the colour that the house really has changed to on the outside. Thank you, see you on the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.